Hi everyone, I wanted to show you a quick video with regards to the Learning Forum and the Show Your Work assignments that you see located at the bottom of this page. So when it comes time for you to do these assignments, what we want to go ahead and do is we will actually click into it, and we are going to basically, in order to figure out how to do the Show Your Work assignments, we will click the View Post Instructions. So this will be a link up at the top, as you can see here. So if I click this, it's not going to take you to a new page, but it is just going to basically dump down the information that you're going to need in order to successfully complete the assignment. So what I want you to do is please be sure to read through everything carefully. And what I might suggest doing is maybe perusing this maybe ahead of time as you're maybe going through some of the lessons, so you have a vague idea as to what you should be kind of gleaning from the lessons that you're working on. It might help you develop red flags as to, like, maybe you should really focus here or take some extra careful notes here so that you have them to reference, and maybe it'll make it a little bit easier either to formulate a discussion point with me if you do have any questions, or it just might help you answer the question a little bit sooner. So what I also want you to note here is when you go ahead and add the new threads. So this is after you've done all of your work on your paper. Because again, show your work literally does mean show me all the steps that you've taken in order to answer this question. Really don't leave any stone left unturned, or basically don't leave any steps out in order to ensure that you're giving me a full explanation. That's what I'm interested in. Not so much the right answer, but how did you get there? And I need to know every step. I need to know your thought process. So when we add a new thread, it's going to kind of hiccup, and we're going to have this information here. And what you can do is there's a couple different ways that you can add a file here. So we can choose a file, for example, and then it will have you go through your different files. So you can go ahead and scan something if you want. Another way of doing this would be you could add a file attachment. But to be honest, I think this is going to be your best bet. So I would kind of, say, I'll put my first name, and I'll put show your work assignment number 1, description. You can probably do the same thing, so you could just say show your work number 1. We would choose a file, and then we would go ahead and upload that picture or that scan or anything along those lines. Please, for the first week, keep an eye out for any messages that I might send you. I've had some students in the past where they sent, I think it was more of an Apple-based file, so it wasn't a JPEG or it wasn't a PDF. And unfortunately, my system doesn't recognize that file and is not able to open it. So if you can, please go ahead and search more for, or try to save your images as a JPEG or as a PDF, please. And if you end up needing to submit multiple pictures because maybe you needed more than one page in order to do your work, there is a click another file so that you can go ahead and maybe do like show your work number 1, page 2, or something along those lines. So I hope that that was helpful. Now, going back to our learning forum. So the learning forum is going to have a very similar setup as the show your work. So in terms of adding a file. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we will go into the learning forum 1. And again, you can view post instructions. And these are more kind of like exit slips for the week, or kind of self-reflections. So as you can see, you have a bunch of different prompts, and you really only need to pick one of them. So, and again, please make sure that it's comprehensive. Please don't do simple, like, one-sentence responses, just because that really doesn't tell me that you were engaged with the material. It doesn't tell me if you're really getting anything out. So, again, I learned, or one thing I understand well enough to explain to someone is, I have made a link between some different concepts that you've been learning about. I'm still unsure about. This one I would say is pretty important, because if you're not sure about something, then please take the time to voice your concern, and I will step in and offer some feedback for you. I don't want you to be lost in this course. I want you to have basically as clear of a path in your learning as possible. So So, and again, we can go through the rest of these. But again, you can add a new thread. And in this case, you don't have to write it down and upload it. You can go ahead and type it in the body. So I hope that was helpful. And if you do have any other questions, please let me know.